watching Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
Progressive National Party Dr. Rufus Ewing said Governor Rick Todd, Chief Financial Officer Hugh McGarrett-Groves, and Chief Executive Officer Patrick Boyle should be recalled after the November 9th general elections. I'm Leslie Garland, and thanks for watching. In an exclusive interview with Sun TV, Ewing said that he had made his position abundantly clear when he met with former Overseas Territories Minister Henry Bellingham in England in August of this year. Dr. Ewing, who was former Chief Medical Officer and President of the Civil Service Association before he resigned to run for PNP leadership, said the relationship with those three top British officials in the TCI has been rather contentious and would therefore not be conducive to a harmonious working relationship when the Turks and Caicos Islands returns to self-rule after 3 years of direct rule by the UK.
Well, we have had some very contentious relationships with the governor and the CFO in particular and the governor, and so yes, I would like, as I told the UK governor, the Bellingham in the UK, that I think they should be recalled, not because I have anything personal against them, because I think in order to have some kind of progress taking place, you should change the guards so that we can move forward, working together for the good.
After the new TCI Constitution came into force on October 15th, some people have seen it as a major achievement, but leader of the Progressive National Party, Dr. Rufus Ewing, has problems with certain aspects of the new Constitution, which he said is titled in favor of giving the governor almost absolute powers. He elaborates.
The new Constitution has really taken us a step backwards. It's a regressive Constitution in the sense that it is inferior to our 2006 Constitution. Our 2006 Constitution gave us more autonomy for self-governance. This particular Constitution is heavily weighted towards control by the government. It also has more financial control mechanisms inside of it that speaks to the CFO bill and those other financial measures. So to a certain extent, even though we, yes, have returned to elected government via this new Constitution, it is still not the Constitution that we would have loved to have.
With some saying that the political parties had more than enough time to raise objections to the seemingly contentious issues in the Constitution before it was passed, Dr. Ewing responded by saying this.
Political parties did raise several objections, but obviously, like everything this interim administration did, they don't listen. Now, what you should ask is what else we should have done, and what else we should have done, what we were prepared to do, and how far we were prepared to go to object to the new Constitution. But it is quite evident that the interim administration and the UK government was hell-bent on giving it the Constitution that they want us to have as opposed to the Constitution that we would love to have.
Going forward, Dr. Ewing explained the best way to deal with those troublesome areas of the Constitution.
Going forward, I think we need to keep focus on our mandate of serving the people, of maintaining good governance, of trying to improve the livelihood, the well-being of our people. We, yes, need to work with the UK government and the governor to get these things done. However, where there are issues related to us not being allowed to get things done in the best interest of our people, then we will be looking to the people, we will be interacting with the people who assist us, the government, in fighting for their rights. So we will work with it until we can do better, and we will do better and moving forward, because our goal is still to see a constitution that guides us towards self-determination.
With there being a perception that under this new Constitution, the next elected government will have its hands tied and will not be able to do much for the people of the TCI, Dr. Ewing shared his view on the subject.
We will be able to do much, but first of all, you have to have a plan, a good plan, like the PNP has. Secondly, you have to be able to execute your plan, being forceful but yet diplomatic, being able to work collaboratively within the British government, and we will do so. And so with that in mind, we will progress, because we have some plans that even the British government have to shake our hands for and say, yes, I think that is good, let's go ahead and do it. And we hope that that is how they will see it, as just being political.
With campaign season in full swing, Dr. Ewing expressed his chances in the upcoming general elections.
The campaign is going great so far. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit scared, because I'm afraid that we'll win by 15-0. So that's why I'm scared. Even though that's what I want strong opposition. I would like to have a point opposition, but let's let me win 15-0. So, but I'll take what I get.
With family members supporting different parties, including his brother, Dr Ewing Sr., who is running for the People's Democratic Movement in Blue Hills, and his father, Honorable Hilly Ewing, who is a PDM stalwart, Dr. Ewing explained to us how his home relationship affects his political decisions.
Not difficult at all. I love my family, they love me, and everybody is their own men and women, and they have their views and ideas and opinions. But mark my word, every last one of my family supports me as an individual, and I'm sure I will get their support as an individual, as opposed to whether or not I will get their full support as the party is another story, but I'm sure I'll get their full support as an individual, and they will support me.
Deputy Leader of the People's Democratic Movement, Charlene Cartwright Robinson, says the PDM does not intend to engage in a confrontational relationship with Her Majesty's government in England, but will put them on notice that the party intends to be a strong elected voice and will hold HMG into account for its international obligation to its overseas territories. Speaking at the PDM headquarters on Monday, October 15th, during the launch of the PDM's manifesto, or blueprint as the party has called it, Mrs. Cartwright Robinson said the PDM objects strongly to several provisions in the new constitution that gives greater powers to the governor and less powers to the elected local government. She said it is important that the powerful governor understands that an elected government must have powers and work with the people's elected representatives. According to Cartwright Robinson, a PDM government will address the contents of the Constitution and wish to remind HMG of her obligations to ensure that the overseas territories are not regressing but are progressively moving towards being self-governing. She added that the grant of more powers into a governor who failed in his roles many times in these islands before, and more recently before the suspension, is unacceptable. The PDM deputy leader said much of what had happened under the PNP continued under the British. She stated that two of the greatest atrocities continued in the form of selling assets to balance the budget, fake surpluses, and total disregard to our future and the true empowerment of our people. The Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Marine Branch, working in conjunction with the Police Air Wing, intercepted an illegal fishing vessel named Aguila Blanco, or White Eagle, of Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic in Grand Turk on Saturday, the 13th of October. The fishing vessel was within the fisheries limit of the Turks and Caicos Islands and had a large quantity of fish on board. The vessel had a crew of 12 along with a captain. The vessel, along with crew members, were escorted to South Dock on Grand Turk, where members of the crew were taken to the Grand Turk police station for questioning and detention so that further investigation can be carried out. Assistant Superintendent Pascal Bacchus, officer in charge of the Marine Branch, said poaching is illegal and persons must have the relevant license to fish in the waters of the Turks and Caicos Islands. This license, he said, can be obtained from the Department of Environmental and Maritime Affairs, or DEMA. Royal Turks and Caicos Islands police investigators are working in concert with officers from DEMA in furthering this investigation. That's our Sun TV News package for today, Tuesday, October 16th. Until next time, when we bring you more real news as it happens, directly to your computer, your mobile phone, or your tablet. Until then, I'm Leslie Garland, and thanks for watching.